Hello, 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 and welcome back to the What We Said podcast, everybody. Happy Tuesday. I hope you're having a great day so far. If you're on your way to work, maybe you're going to school, maybe you're at home with the kids, maybe the kids are in the car with you, whatever you're doing. Hope you're having a great day. Today we're halfway through January. No, I'm just kidding. But we are halfway through January, and I'm still feeling a little first and foremost, thank you to everyone who reached out to us. I feel like we both got a ton of messages about the fire, checking on us, the LA fires. They're absolutely horrible, very tragic and very sad. And we luckily are pretty far south of them, so we haven't had any evacuation things or anything. But we have lots of friends who have evacuated, have not knowing what's going to happen to their house. We're pretty close to it.
Yes, but we luckily haven't known, we don't have anyone directly that we know that has lost their home or had to fully, I don't know. It's been so horrible. Just being in even the general vicinity.
Seeing the smoke and just knowing that that's so close, but so just horrible.
Yeah. So it's been really, 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 really hard. There's maybe some GoFundMes that we can link. There was this master list that I saw that was basically all the GoFundMes of people who have lost their home, that
individual families.
Yes. Yeah. Teachers and just people who have average incomes. I'm saying that because it's not like you're donating to the Kardashians or something. It's just families who have lost everything, and it's super sad. But I saw someone post that it's a reputable source, and it's a master list of all the things. I know it's sometimes hard with things like this to know where to donate and what to do, and I'm not even remotely claiming to know the right source, but I do even sense people's hesitation when it's even with the LA fires, there have been people starting fires so that they can loot people's homes, just horrible things like that. And I feel my point is sometimes it feels like nothing's safe.
Yeah.
So you're am I going to donate to this? And then it's going to come out, oh, that actually you shouldn't have donated to that one because whatever. But I think that with these individual GoFundMes for these families,
who are rebuilding,
they're more verified, I think. I don't know. So, and there are reliable sources, definitely. So anyway, we can try and find some of those. I've posted a few things on my stories, but yeah, thank you to all the concern and just for reaching out to us, because you guys know we live in Southern California. We are safe and we're grateful to be safe, but it's been really, just a dark, heavy time for a lot of people. And so that's, it's not good.
It's it's very sad. And I feel like there's if you live far away and you're looking for, obviously those GoFundMes are great too, and we will link those in the description. But I know there's a lot of I've seen some, and I've reposted some as well, donations to first responders, because the firefighters who are trying to contain the fire. It's just insane. There's so many people who are helping. That's been one of the silver linings, I guess, is
seeing LA come together a little bit. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And the quote I shared it on my story too, and it's the classic quote, but I love it, from Mr. Rogers, talking about how when he was little, he was watching the news and he was feeling scared about things that were happening, and his mom told him look for the helpers. There's always helpers, and it makes you feel just a little bit of peace. And I feel that's been something that, has made everybody, especially in LA, our LA girlies, if you're living in LA, we love you. We got you. So yeah, there's lots of things to donate to, fostering. You can donate to animal, shelters.
There are
first
food
responders,
banks too.
Food banks. Yeah. Baby to Baby, I think, has one. There's a lot.
There are a lot of reputable sources. I just sometimes, the reason I was bringing that up is because sometimes I feel there's so many links and things going around social media that you're just okay, I hope this is going to a good source that's actually helping.
You can see their face, Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but there are a lot of awesome foundations too. So anyway, hopefully we can keep the vibes a little lighter though, and distract you if you are going through something hard. But yeah, our heart is with you. If you are in LA, it's really, not to now go back down the sad route, but it is so incredibly sad to see so many historic places just gone, and like pieces of history, just beautiful buildings and homes. And I guess that was the one birthday that you weren't there, but because you were pregnant, but you just had Case. When we went to Malibu for my birthday, we went to this Thai place and had Thai food, and Beth was telling me that it's gone. And it's it was like a family run Thai places, just super good in Malibu, gone. Like
so sad.
Just stuff like that. It's just so sad.
Yeah.
So anyway, but again, we're going to try and keep things light today.
Yeah.
We're going to do a
distract,
fun, lighthearted episode. Who's in the right? A classic case. One of my favorite topics to debate who in this situation is in the right.
Something we love to do, beat a topic to absolute death. Like just beating it over and over again from every angle.
Yeah. And then revisiting it again a week later and doing the same thing.
Yeah.
I love it.
Same. Well, you're officially 30.
I am officially 30, and I fear last week, this week, and the following week I'll be talking about it because
it's birthday month.
Yeah, it is. It's the reset month. It's the birthday month. It's the milestone. 30, crazy. We had my party, and it was so fun. Truly, obviously, as the what's the
celebrated
word? Yeah, the celebrated person. Like, how is it not going to be great when everyone's just showering you with love and compliments and gifts? And obviously I had a great time, but I was hoping that everyone would just, these are friends from different walks of life. Most people knew each other. I don't actually think there was like really many people there that were meeting for the first time, but it was such a fun, special night. I just love women. I love Ann Tyson. It was so special. Chelsea made a little slideshow.
Now let's talk about that. I need to airdrop it to you. I need to send it maybe in the group message, because the way, usually if we didn't have a podcast, I would just let it go and not rehash this and make you feel bad, because
make me feel bad.
Well,
why?
Just make you feel bad, not make you feel bad like you did anything wrong, but I
was feeling bad for you.
I spent hours and put so much effort into this slideshow, because I was like, oh my gosh, it's so cute.
It was so cute.
And when I tell you, AirPlay did me so dirty, it was glitching like nobody's business. And I think when upon further investigation, because I was talking to Nick about it, he's like, how'd the slideshow go? I'm like, horrible. It didn't even freaking play. I'm like, it was glitching. I mean, it was still fine. And
the message was received. I saw everything,
in bits and pieces and bites. It was received. It could have been a whole meal that you devoured, but it was crumbs. I was like, oh, don't worry. It was glitching like nobody's business. He's like, you're joking. I'm like, no, I tried it before you got there. But I think it was, I got there, I was airplaying it on the thing.
Yeah.
And there was no one in the restaurant, no one there. And it was playing literally, me and I were like, oh, perfect. It's playing, literally played through, made sure it was playing the whole way through. And I was like, okay, cool. It's perfect. Great. And then when I went to go play it, it was glitching and just whatever. And I think because there were so many people there at that point in the restaurant upstairs, where we were, I think maybe the Wi-Fi was less, because AirPlay, I think you have to be on the same Wi-Fi. So I think maybe it was glitchy, but
my service was horrible there.
Yeah,
so
I think it just
very well could have been that.
Overall, the connection of it wasn't great, but I do have it. You can watch it. Maybe you and Leif can put it on your TV.
Yeah, we will.
Leif needs to see it too, because he was a big part of it as well. And your parents, they were like, I want to see it. So
yeah, no, I'll send it to all of them and we'll watch it. Yeah. I was feeling bad for you because I know that feeling of you worked so hard on something, and then you get up to present it to the freaking class and you're like, oh, why isn't this working? Why isn't this working? And then it just keeps not working, and it's so annoying.
Oh, I had a pit. I'm like, no.
Sucks.
Mostly not that I was I need credit for this or anything like that, but I was like, no, I wanted you to experience to get to experience that in that moment, you know? So
no, it's still,
I let you down.
I still did experience it. We put it on just the iPad, which was totally fine, and it played through.
And that was the best part that you got to see anyways, but
even the photo alone that was on the TV was so cute.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about that being on there the whole time, but I feel that added to the ambiance of the party. It was really cute. So we did a little, I'm saying we as if like you and I threw this. I guess we essentially did.
Yeah. People are going to like, great job, Chelsea. I'm like, I did not plan any of this. So
I basically, maybe I've already said this, but I just wasn't sure what I wanted to do for my 30th or if I wanted to do a party. And I was thinking about inviting a lot of people, like inviting all those people plus some and their spouses and like their partners and whatever. And then I was just realizing how many, it was like building and building. And I'm like, this is like a big event.
Yeah.
And it's kind of coming up. Like I didn't plan this months in advance. So I was like, I fear I got to like scale it back.
Yeah.
So we did a little dinner and I decided on girls because you just can't beat a girls' night.
Yeah.
Like I know that even if I had that silver theme, like the boys would have done it too, like people's partners, I know they would have, but just like there's something so intimate and special about just like a girls' night.
But they taint it.
Yeah. And I also wouldn't have felt as free to be like, you know, sobbing all night if there were a bunch of men, even though I love them, but you know what I mean? So we had a girls' night at this little speakeasy. It was the perfect spot. It was so cute. And there was a photo booth.
So cute.
And we had custom little like menus and drink menus that were really cute. Chloe did them. Shout out Chloe. And
the details were so cute.
Yes, the theme was silver and sparkles to celebrate a new decade. Everyone obviously ate it up, as I knew they would. I think upon further reflection, I was just like, I love having friends. I felt like I was the lucky recipient that night of like being so celebrated and everyone going full out for something. And it was just making me realize like we really do this for anyone who's having an event. I feel like something that our friend group is good at, which I just made a video about, a TikTok about this, is making people feel special and like they're the main character when it's like their moment. If it's the bachelorette or if it's like their birthday or whatever the event is, like their baby shower. It's like we will go above and beyond to be like,
you're the main
character. This is your moment. Like, let's all do something special for them. Let's all have a theme. Like, let's go all out. That's just something that I love so much about my friends. And that was even just evident by the outfits. I'm like, I just knew they would come. So I knew they would come correct. Okay. And they did. And it was such a fun night. I felt so like seen and loved. And it was such close people to me that I've known a lot of people that I have known for like 10 plus years too.
Yeah.
So that was just really, really fun and special. And it was perfect. It was truly the perfect night.
Yeah, it was so fun. The vibes were immaculate. It was so you. It was like so just the details, all of it was so well thought out. So good job to you for planning it and putting it together. And also I feel like you did a great job. It was like, you know, perfect representation of you and your talents where it's like, there are sometimes you're just like, okay, I could tell someone else to plan this or like someone else could. I mean, I did offer. I'm like, wow, you just took it to yourself. But sometimes you want it to be like, okay, I want to have like these certain things my way and like kind of just take the reins on it. But I feel like you also did a very good job of letting people like letting go. Like you're like, I want to plan the looks. I want to plan the place. I want to like have the vibe and invite everyone I want to invite. But then I will let everyone, you know, pick their own. Like I'm not going to be super specific about like, you guys need to wear this and like do this and bring this, like letting people celebrate you. I guess that's what I'm saying. Like being very receptive to letting everyone like take a bunch of pictures of you and like celebrate you. And I feel like that's a great balance. Does that make sense? What I'm trying to say?
I think so. It was, well, what I will say though is I also feel like, so I really didn't have to plan that much because the place that we did it at was like a speakeasy under a restaurant. And so they already have a menu, like not a set menu, but they have like options for the menu. And then you just pick like, okay, these 3 are going to be the starters. These 3 are going to be the whatever. And I just wanted custom menus because I thought that was like a cute touch. They said they could provide them. I knew they wouldn't be what they were. But also they just took care of everything. Like I didn't even tell them. I was like, oh, here's my cake. And the next thing I knew, like after we ate the main course, they come out with candles lit. Did someone tell them to do that?
I don't know. I don't think so.
I don't know. Anyway, but I was telling Leif afterwards, I'm like, here's the thing. That night to me was money well spent. Like that is how I like to spend my money. That's what I was telling him.
Yeah.
I'm like, and I need to remember that is like experiences, which I know that's probably like a pick me thing to say. Like, I just like spending experiences. Yeah. But truly, I'm like, nothing beats a night like that. Like I will pick that 1,000 times. I will spend my money on that rather than I can't even think of some whatever. Even just like if I had to pick between that and some new rug, some new outfits or like something for my house. Like it's going to be those types of experiences. Yeah, because they're so memorable and yeah. So
it was so fun.
It was really fun, and the reason I'm saying I spent money is because like I spent money to rent that specific space out because it was like so intimate and I just wanted it to, I wanted it to be like private and like our own little party. And it was just perfect. Yeah. I'm so happy that it worked out. There were a few people that couldn't come because of the fires and like flights and stuff because LAX was like, they were like, I don't know if we should. And I'm like, no, please. Yeah. Like, I completely understand. This is like, I totally get it. So a few friends couldn't come. But again, like we were more unaffected further away. And so I had Caitlin, one of my friends, she was debating whether she was going to come. She was maybe in a drive. And then she was like, oh, actually I can just fly into this airport and like, I can still come. And I was like, oh, fun. She texted me this on my birthday, like that morning. And I was like, yay. Like, she was like, is it too late for me to like come? And I was like, no, not at all. Like, so it was the next day. So my birthday is on the 10th and the party was on the 11th. And yeah, she was texting me on the 10th. She's like, should I still come? It was like the morning. And anyway, the next morning she texts me, POV, I showed up to your party last night. I said, what do you mean? She FaceTimes me. She's like, yep, flew in from Arizona. She had bought a silver dress, like her accessories, everything, got glammed up.
Oh no.
Walked into the restaurant and was like, hi, like I'm here is there a speakeasy? And they're like, oh yeah, for Michael. And she's like, no, for Jaci. They're like, oh, that one's tomorrow. She had been texting like friends, like, are you guys here? I'm so excited, whatever.
It's so sad.
Felt so bad. And she's like, and the worst part is now my flight is tonight, which is the night of the party, and I can't change it. So now I can't even come to the party. Yeah. So she literally flew here for nothing.
Showed up in her outfit.
Caitlin. I'm like, Caitlin, I'm going to cry. She's like, I'm so sorry. I'm like, no. I feel sick to my stomach for you. So anyway, she came over and brought me a drink and hung out with me and Leif and Benny for a while. And then I was getting my makeup done and she just like sat and played with Benny and it was fun. She like, at least I got to see her. But I was like, I cannot believe that is the worst.
No.
I can't even imagine the pit in her stomach.
No.
When she realized that it was the wrong day.
You're dressed up like, you do all the steps with no reward.
Yeah, not an ounce of reward. I'm like, wow, that is horrible.
Well, I'm glad you had fun. You looked amazing. Your dress was slaying the house down boots.
It
was so beautiful. And everyone had fun too. That's saying a lot. The whole group was just having the best night.
It was good vibes.
It was amazing vibes.
It really was.
And it was fun to celebrate you.
Thank you. I am going to keep that dress. I was thinking to myself, like, how sometimes for events or something, like I'll sell if I'm only going to wear it, like I'm wearing it for that event, it's very specific. And then I'm like, okay, I'll probably sell it. That dress, I'm like, no, that's going to Benny. Yeah. Like that is to me a keepsake. Mm-hmm. Like I will forever have that dress. Yeah. I feel like it's just, I love it. It reminds me of like that night and my 30th birthday.
She's in her hoarding era.
A new decade, hoarding vibes. But I'm like, that one. Yeah. That one's going in the archives.
Join me in the clothes hoarding era because that's where I am. Are you? Yeah, I am. And it's been paying off. I have to say, like, I'm not totally where I keep every ounce, or every item of clothing I, buy, where obviously I make mistakes. I'm human too, where I buy something and I'm like, I don't like this.
Yeah.
But luckily I have a sister who also wears clothes. So, something I am genuinely trying to work on this new year is staying hydrated and my daily hydration routine. Lately, Nick will be like, have you drinking any water today? And I'm like, let me think about that. No. not yet. And it will be halfway through the day. And I'm not proud of that. But something about me is I love a little fun drink. I need to have it be exciting. And something that is really helping is the Gatorade Hydration Booster. The Gatorade Hydration Booster puts your water to work to help you maintain your resolution to stay more hydrated and boost your overall hydration throughout the day. It's formulated specially for all day, always on hydration. It's an advanced blend of electrolytes from watermelon, sea salt, and other sodium and potassium salts.
It's also packed with essential vitamins like vitamin A, C, B3, B5, and B6, and there are no artificial flavors, sweeteners, or added color. This is a really nice thing to add to your routine. You can put one of the hydration booster packets in your bag before you leave the house or before you leave for the gym, especially if you have New Year's goals of like maybe starting a more regular fitness routine or something like that. It's even more important at that point to be hydrated. So this is a fun little way to add something to your water, get some benefits, and stay hydrated overall. I'm also really bad at drinking enough water. And I do feel like if I have some sort of little hydration packet that tastes good, it helps me a lot. My favorite one is the strawberry watermelon. It's so, so good. They also have a tropical mango one that I love. And honestly, as I'm talking about it, I kind of want to go home and put one in my water because it's really, really delicious. So put your water to work with Gatorade Hydration Booster. Meet your new go-to for all day, always on hydration.
Something that I've added to my daily supplement routine is the Nordic Naturals Ultimate Omega. I have neglected this certain supplement probably for far too long. So Nordic Naturals Ultimate Omega is trusted by doctors and healthcare professionals to deliver foundational omega-3 fatty acid support for heart, brain, joint, and mood health, immune system function, and so much more. They also have so many different supplements for the whole family. So I take their vitamin C gummies, and at night I take their magnesium ones. Case takes some of their children's supplements, and they just have really high quality formulas that you can trust.
More than 80% of Americans do not get enough omega-3 fats from their diet. Nordic Naturals is the #1 selling omega-3 brand in the US. They also have a plant-based omega that has a much higher daily dose than most vegetarian options. And their Ultimate Omega comes in soft gels, liquid, zero sugar gummies, kids supplements, and their new plant-based formula to give the whole family a reliable source of the omega-3s we all need. Their formula is fresh and pure without any fishy aftertaste, which is a real bonus. So you guys can use promo code WWS for 15% off your next order at nordic.com. That's promo code WWS for 15% off your next order at nordic.com. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Anyways, I have been in so many situations lately where I usually clean out my closet all the time. And I'm just getting rid of stuff and like donating stuff or giving it to Abby like all the time. And I've been hoarding recently where I'm just like, this is two things to me. Number one, that I have really mastered the art of shopping where I'm like, okay, when I buy something, I know it's me. I know it's good quality. It's going to last me at least a couple years. Like, you know, that's all we could ask for. Like last more than one season in this fast fashion age. Like, and yeah, so there have been a couple situations where I have something I'm like, I can rewear that thing that I wore a year ago, or I can
like specific events, like even my party where it's like, you need a silver
I wore that
outfit.
On tour and I was like, I could sell my tour stuff, but I also am like, you have the best memories. Like I want to keep them. Like, so I've kept all my tour outfits and they're like in a special place and I got to pull it out and I'm just like, this is so fun. I get to wear this again. Like it's
especially if you love like how it looks on you and how it feels like it's flattering on your body type, whatever. Cause obviously that's why you bought it. So then it's like, cool, I can reuse this for
and I get to keep it forever and be like, oh, I wore this outfit on tour and I wore it to JC's 30th. Like
it's cute. No,
and that's how I feel about some dresses that I like buy for like a maternity shoot or something. Like this one dress that I bought from Doen. So it was very pricey and I was like, oh my gosh, okay. This dress is gorgeous. I think it'll be worth it. I love those photos. And I can't even tell you, probably 2 messages a day from people who are like, can I buy that dress from you because it's sold out now? And I'm like, I'm so sorry. I'll be keeping this dress forever because I'm obsessed with it. I haven't worn it again yet.
Is it like a maternity? It's not a maternity dress.
No. But it's like, it's like knit and it's like long and it's a little stretchier. It's definitely not maternity. But
I remember it, but I'm saying, can you wear it now? Like not pregnant? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I haven't worn it yet, but I plan on wearing it again. And also letting people borrow things. Like for Abby's bachelorette, I was like, oh, come over and like wear some of these amazing dresses that I have that, maybe I'm not wearing them every week, but I just, the problem is the closet space.
It's coming handy for me personally. I've been like, do you have this? And you do have it a lot of times. I do like purge a lot, but I also like, obviously I saw this video. This girl's like, I've been really into like re-wearing my pieces lately. And people are like, are you okay? Like, duh. Like that's what you're supposed to do with clothes. Yeah. But like truly, I feel like in today's world, it's like,
fast fashion is like, encouraged.
Exactly. Or like after you wear something, because I'll catch myself like even if I've worn an outfit on the podcast, like on the YouTube video, I'm like, well, I already wore that on there. Yeah. Like I'll still wear it in my day-to-day life, but then I'm like, that is normal to re-wear an outfit again and again. That's why you have it. Like it's okay to re-wear clothes very often. Mm-hmm. The craziest part though is I'll have like certain sweatshirts or like something that I wear like all the time. And then people are like, do you own anything else? And I'm like, I'm doing something called re-wearing something that is very good quality that I purchased for a reason.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Girl. But it is kind of a, like you said, fast fashion is encouraged. So it's kind of almost at this point unique to like hoard your closet and actually keep stuff. But,
but I do feel like, there is a wave of kind of what I was saying too, like the, of wearing a uniform and like buying clothes that are actually timeless because I think it's Allison who we've talked about on here before, Allison Bornstein, I think is her last name. She's like, it's really actually hard to focus on like, okay, I want this to be timeless. Like I want it to last me forever. She's like, that's not super realistic. Like not a lot of people wear the same pair of jeans for 20 years, like, and think that, they go through every season with you. Like some things are meant to be fun and some things are meant to, not last forever, but you should have like the main part of your wardrobe, pieces. Like really try and last you a while. This is not necessarily forever, but more than one season at least. Yes. But with like fast fashion, it's encouraged to, the trends are so specific. You can put a timestamp on them of like, this was summer of 2018, like that specific pattern and whatever, super trendy. So like focusing on what I've been trying to do is like, obviously I love trendy stuff and I still wear it, but the best purchases that I wear over and over again, even day to day, it's like a uniform where it's like I have multiple white t-shirts and multiple pairs of like good jeans of this certain wash that I like that I wear every single day.
Every week. Yeah, for sure. I know I have like 2 pairs of jeans that I kind of go between that I wear like one pair I literally wear 3 times a week at this point. It's like,
as we should, because you bought them.
Exactly. And it is good to have a uniform. It's like, it's always going to be a balance. Like it's obviously you want to have new fun stuff for events and things, but it's not always necessary. Sometimes you can pull from the archives.
Yeah. And sometimes what I will find myself doing is feeling like I need something new for an event or I don't know, just feeling like I have to get something new and then I'll get something new and I won't even like it as much as something I already have. You know what I mean? But I'm getting it because it's new.
I was going to say, I've been trying to pull from the archives. They ain't fitting.
Yeah.
Because I'm postpartum.
Yeah.
So like even for Abby's bachelorette, I was trying to pull from like some stuff we wore on the tour. Yeah. And I'm like, Mama isn't an extra small anymore. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah.
I can't wear that.
No, that's very true.
But it is good though.
You'll get new capsule stuff.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Luckily we went on tour when I was postpartum, so.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah. I didn't have to adjust.
That's nice. Good for you.
Yeah.
I feel like there was something else I wanted to say, but.
About your birthday?
No. Oh, just that I'm going to go on a little self-discovery journey, everyone. So stay tuned for an update because this is my point in always giving that context of like, oh, I didn't know what I was going to do for my birthday. And then I decided to do a party is because like 4 months ago, or when I was a few months postpartum, I saw this video of this resort spa place called Miamo in Sedona, Arizona. The moment I saw it, it was a full body yes. I immediately knew that's what I'm doing for my 30th birthday. Like, no even question about it. The question at hand was like, who do I want to go with? That was kind of, I was like, oh, should I like do a group of girls? Like, would I ask my mom to come? Would I just go alone? Like me and Leif. Like I was trying to just understand who I wanted to experience this with.
Yeah.
And while I would enjoy every single one of those options, I ultimately was like, I think I just want to go alone. Like I think that is what this new decade, I think that's how I want to start my 30s, is going on I've never done that, like a solo trip. I've actually, when I was younger and I did photography, I would kind of travel alone sometimes, but never like something like this where it's, a retreat of sorts. And it just like, I felt very drawn to it. Like right when I saw that place, I knew I wanted to go. And then it took me probably like one day to be like, I want to go alone. Like that's what I think I want to do. The other thing is that I felt a little like to ask someone else to go and do that. I'm like, I'm not going to ask someone to like spend all this money. Obviously, like, that's fine if you want to like plan a trip with your friends and they all pitch in. But like this specific thing, I'm like, this is just so specific. And I'm not going to ask someone to come and spend all this money on like traveling to Sedona, then getting there, then like all of these different treatments. And I'm like, I don't know. I think this is just like a thing that I want to do. So anyway, I'm going to this resort. At this point, when you hear this, I'm already home and I've probably already shared about it a little bit. But I want to do like a recap of how it goes because I have no idea how it's going to go, but I assume great.
Yeah, I assume fantastic.
I can only assume it will be very relaxing and super nice. It's so beautiful. And yeah, I'm just planning on zenning out and doing some reflecting, writing in my journal. I have lots of treatments on my itinerary of like facial, massage, like private Pilates thing, sound bath, all of that stuff.
Sounds so good.
And I'm just like, I'm very ready. So I booked that months ago, and Leif booked me some flights on a special little airline, and like we booked all of this, and that was my plan for my 30th. And then as it got closer, I said, now what about a party as well?
Now what about other people?
Yeah. And then it's funny because I was just talking to Leif. I'm like, not me going from being like, I don't care, like I don't need to do anything crazy, to being like solo retreat where I find myself, party with all my friends, something planned with me and you.
Yeah.
My actual birthday, me, Benny, and Leif just like did nothing. That was my request. I was like, I just want to spend like a family day with you guys, like going to breakfast and literally just hanging out. So it was perfect. And I'm just getting the whole package.
Yeah, that is nice. You're getting everything.
Yeah.
I think it's so important too, as now that you're a mom, and obviously like if you're married and you're with your partner all the time, like I think it's just so important to remember that you are an individual. Mm-hmm. And as much as you feel so connected to your kids and like to your partner and they feel like they're part of you, remembering that you are an individual and you are your own person is like essential, because otherwise you can get very, I think, emotionally, mentally lost. Like to remember that you have an identity and that is not in other people is kind of hard to do, I think, when you're a mom, because you literally like, no, they are part of me. Like, but I think it makes you just very, or not makes you very, but like it instills a strength in you to know that you're an individual and that you have always been just you know?
Yeah. And so you will continue to be.
Exactly.
Yes. Yeah. It is a very good reminder. I think that sometimes I forget how freshly postpartum I am as well. And I did have a little bit of, not hesitation, but like just, leaving Benny. I'm like, oh, should I really like go on a trip? But I think that it's literally 2 days, first of all. And also I think that it is important for me. And I just, in general, like I do everything with Leif and Benny at this point. Like me and Leif work together. We have since the day we got married. Yeah. We are together a lot. And I still obviously love to like go on trips with him too, and like with all of us. But I just feel like, it's easy to just get kind of caught up in your routine. And like you said, just kind of forget that like you are a person and you have your own thoughts and dreams and your own identity. And it's really probably nice to reconnect with that and like have a moment of stillness. And I was just thinking like sleeping alone in a bed and like getting massages. I'm like, you know what? I think the reason that I was so drawn to
sepsis,
it too.
It's about time.
That's what I was going to say. Like after just like kind of a rocky few years as far as my physical body and like my health and just all of that, IVF, pregnancy, infection, postpartum, I'm like, I am going to soak in every moment of this relaxation of 2 days of like massages and self-care healing modalities. Like I'm ready and I feel so excited for it. So I'm ready for some fresh new energy. And I told a few people that I was doing that because we had some friends that just went to Miyama. Like this is so I'll explain probably next week when I recap everything, just how that was like actually so awesome because then they could give me some recommendations for it. But the girls who went were messaging me like, I cannot think of a better way to enter your 30s. Like this is the perfect way to enter a new
reset.
Enter a new phase. So I was like, cool, that's solidifying my decision. I'm really excited. So stay tuned for if I'm a new person, I just come back and have no personality. I'm like, I found truth. No, I'm excited though.
Yeah. Like, hopefully not that.
The one true religion. I found it. Sedona is such a like special place too.
Mm-hmm. It's so beautiful. There is something like magical about Sedona. Mm-hmm. You just feel like you're on Mars.
Yeah.
It's so amazing.
Yeah, I'm excited that it's in Arizona too, like just because obviously that's where I'm from, that's where I was born, so it feels even extra like connected to me to go back there. Yeah. I think that's why I immediately felt so drawn to it. Weirdly, I didn't know it was in Sedona. I just like saw pictures of like even the inside and the things, and I was like, I'm going there. What is this? I didn't even know what it was. I'm like, I'm doing this like immediately, and then I kept going. It's like Sedona, and I was like, that is perfect. Like that is so aligned with that's literally where I'm from, not Sedona, but you know Arizona and the desert and all of this. I'm like, this feels very full circle, like a new decade, but going back to where I started the first decade of my life, you know?
Exactly.
So I'm excited. And I will, of course, give you guys a breakdown of all of the tea.
Perfect. I can't wait. I hope you have the best time.
Thank you. Anything
I just
else?
show up there. I'm like, what are you doing here? It's just crazy.
I literally, actually, when I would love that. But when I tell you the moment that party ended, we were in the car going home and I started planning Chelsea's 30th because I'm ready.
I was going to post that on my story today, but I got interrupted halfway through. I had a screenshot of you like sending me a voice memo today of like plans for my 30th. No. Actually, it wasn't. We were in the car ride home. We were at dinner and like conversation had kind of died at her birthday dinner. Like we kind of were like, we're telling her everything we loved about her. We're like sobbing. We're like, we just love you so much. Happy 30th. It kind of dies down. We start eating cake. Jaci's like, so Chelsea, what do you want to do for your 30th? I'm like, girl, like, let's give it a day. Like, let it soak in and then we can move on to me. I got a little bit of time left. We got months to plan, but we love our Capricorn.
I'm like, and now what is the itinerary?
Gets out your planner. You're like, and anyways, I got to put this on the books.
No, I truly am excited. The reason I'm probably being annoying is because I wish I would have planned mine a little sooner. Yeah. I mean, it ended up being perfect for what it was, but I'm like, it would have been nice to like give people even more warning, and I could have done more if I planned it. I didn't need to do more, but you know my point. So I was just and I'm excited.
I'm in the middle phase where it's like where you were. It's like a year before. It was literally I was like right after I had Woods, so it was like. Yeah, a year before I turned 30. Basically, I was like, you know what? My 30th is in a year. I got to start thinking. That's when I was like, traders, like, should we go to Ireland, like to a castle? And then as the months went on, I'm just like, girl, I don't have the time. I don't have the energy. I don't even want to do that. It's not necessarily like, if someone planned everything for me and paid for the entire thing, millions of dollars, sure. Like, thanks, Alan Cummings. Go ahead. You can throw me my 30th.
Yeah.
But even that, it's like the travel of that, like, was just... When you're postpartum, you're just like, it's not really like, I'm not trying to.
It has to be something you genuinely are wanting to do very badly. Otherwise, why would you ever? Yeah.
So I'm like in that middle phase where I'm kind of coming out where I'm like, okay, now it's coming up. But I think there's just been so many things before it that I'm like, that seems so far away. But okay, I'm causing an earthquake every time I do that. But now that it's coming, I'm like, okay, I can see it, and now I can clearly think about. I've been having some, ideas. We've talked about it, but
you're like, I've been having some visions. I'm like, okay, cool.
Visions and revelations of what will happen. But
yeah, no, I'm excited. I was just telling you that it's also when everyone becomes moms, like you got to give us months of warning if we want to do something. Like, yeah, I'm excited though. I just love a celebration,
No, same.
And
I was the same thing where I'm like, okay, I'm going to bring I was the same pipeline as you. I'm like, everyone bring their families. Like, let's all go somewhere. Like, bring the kids, bring the husbands. And then you're like, the logistics of that's kind of crazy.
So much effort.
And we had to find a really big place. And so then it was like, okay, maybe just the girls. Like now I'm like, maybe just the girls. I definitely want to do something like with Nick and the boys and something fun like that. But also I'm like, but you don't have that many excuses to do something like with all the girls. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I feel like obviously there's so many occasions.
Like I can go on a trip with them whenever.
That's what I was going to say. Like there's so many occasions when you would go on a trip with your spouse or with you and your kids, like even holidays. It's like these memories of like these trips. And I feel like obviously do whatever the heck you want for your birthday. Like if that's what someone wants for their birthday. But I feel like, yeah, kind of just this, it's a different vibe when like all your girlfriends are like, the female friendships that have like shaped you are just like sobbing, being like, I love you so much. It's like a different vibe.
Yes.
And that doesn't have to be your birthday, but just like a girls trip or a bachelorette or something. It's like, these are the moments for the girls, and sometimes I feel as though a birthday feels that way because it's just like, but again, everyone has different preferences and vibes with that. Like obviously if you want to go somewhere with your husband, if you're like, I totally would understand that. Me and Leif have also done that on many birthdays, but yeah, there's just something special.
Yeah, there is. And I feel like I've been with like all you guys during your 30th celebration where it's like, and now I'm the like lone star. Like I want to finish it off.
Yeah, totally.
All together. Yeah. We can all move into it together.
So, I know. I feel like a lot of
I'm the youngest by so much.
A lot of our friends have done a girls' night, like a girls' trip for the 30th. A lot of them, yeah.
So, wow.
So it would round it out. No, it's so fun. I did a poll on my Instagram of how many people were turning 30 this year, and there were actually like thousands. I was like, wow. So
I saw a TikTok of
95 babies.
Yeah, of all the celebrities turning 30 this year, and I was shook at the company we're in. Like,
I don't know
just all of the different celebrities who are turning 30. I can't even remember all of them. It was such a long list, though. I think it was like Dua Lipa. Is Kendall turning 30 this year?
No, she's younger.
Oh, are you sure? Because isn't her birthday in November?
I don't know her birthday. I think she's a Scorpio, but I'm not sure what her birthday is. Is that October or November?
I think it's November. I think she's like the beginning of November. But anyways,
but she's not. She's younger than us.
Gigi Hadid, I think, is turning 30. There was literally so many, and I was shooketh. I'm like, wait.
I want to mention this. I'm going back in time 400 years. AKA at the beginning of this episode. But when I was saying, I was like, oh, those GoFundMes are from like average people, not celebrities. We need to circle back to that conversation, though.
Okay.
A celebrity losing their home is still very sad.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's you
don't necessarily need your monetary,
no. Like, we don't
donations,
need to fund their new home, but like
their loss is just
so crazy.
As sad.
Like it's so sad for someone to lose their safe place, their home where their kids are growing up, their memories, like
their photos.
That is so irreplaceable. It doesn't matter how much money you have. Like people are like, oh, boo-hoo, these rich celebrities. I'm like, that is like, wow, that is such a weird mentality to have. Like, obviously, are you going to feel worse for someone who has spent their life savings buying their house? Like, yes, because they can't rebuild. But that's like, we got to have empathy. Like, we got to bring back empathy in this world.
Yes.
It's crazy.
They're still human beings.
Yeah, it's so sad. Not to bring the vibes down, but when we were talking about celebrities, I'm like, I've seen, when I earlier was like, oh, it's not celebrities. I'm like, but it's still sad when the celebrity loses their home. Like, that's really horrible.
Yes. Absolutely.
Just wanted to make that clear. Should we get into this?
We shall.
Because I'm ready.
I was born ready. Okay, I can go first.
Okay.
Hey girls, absolutely love the pod. It's my favorite time of every week. Who is in there right now? Wait, what? Oh.
I'm sorry. What? A horror film. She's like, who's in here? Shows up outside the door. Spooky.
Who is in there? Who is in the right here? Okay. Sorry. We read it so wrong. But I'm like, okay, who's coming in here? I'm sorry. Oh, that was really funny. Okay. I moved into a house with 2 of my best friends on a 12-month lease. For context, the girl I'm talking about is hard work. It's her world, and we're all very lucky to be a part of it. Everything is always so hard in her life. Everything's negative, and there's never a positive word said. It's like walking on eggshells, never knowing if she would be in a good mood or be angry with you over trivial things.
Oh, shoot.
Our lease ends in a couple of months, and I had plans to move out with my partner. However, some plans changed, and it became a lot cheaper if me and my partner, moved in with 2 other friends. The catch is these friends and my partner all needed a house now, not in a couple months when my lease ended. I spoke about this with the 2 girls I live with, and they were totally cool and happy about it all. I also mentioned that I would never leave the 2 of them to pay my share of the rent. I would either cover this rent and my new one or get someone else into my room, which they were both happy with as well. Communicated the whole way through with the process of trying to find a house with my partner and the 2 other friends, letting my current housemates know everything when we didn't get a house, how it was going, and when we finally did get offered a rental house. However, one of my best friends who I was living with, girl from above, decided she did not want anyone to move into my room. She has severe anxiety and does not like change. She decides this after we accept the house and wants me to cover both rents because she refuses to have anyone in the room as she is uncomfortable with it being someone she may not be friends with.
Did she previously okay this though?
I think that's what she was saying.
Okay.
That they said yes, but she changed her mind.
She changed her mind. Okay.
Okay, I reasoned with her and I said I would find someone our age, early 20s female, to be in my room, a friend or a friend of a friend, etc. She wasn't happy, but agreed, and I did. I found a lovely girl who I know through a friend and again communicated the whole way, what she is like, etc. After my housemates meet the possible new roommate, one of them is happy and the other who is being difficult is not, but not for any reason other than she doesn't know her and doesn't want her to move in. She then says she will need a few days to think about it, which I said was fine, but let me know ASAP. So if she says no, I can find someone else. Then out of nowhere, she messages me and tells me that again, she's not happy about someone moving in and wants nobody in the room. I agreed to a 12-month lease and should under no circumstances be breaking this, and that she can't believe I would do this to her. We call on the phone and again try to reason with her and know why she is suddenly feeling this way, and it's just a full attack of how she would never do this to me. She doesn't understand why I'm doing this and how wrong and horrible I've handled the situation and made her feel. I try to understand how she's feeling, but it's hard when she doesn't let me talk or keeps yelling at me. She eventually agrees to let the girl move into my room after reasoning with the other housemate, but she is furious at me. She asks for space from me. Again, all done over text, very annoying. I hate it. And says she's very disappointed in how I've handled this situation and that I should have consulted her before signing a new lease, even though she knew we were applying for houses. A few days later, it's my move out day. She still won't talk to me and just sits in her room as I lug all my stuff back and forth to my car and new house. After not speaking for nearly a week, whilst I'm still living in this house, I decide to talk to her as it's my last day here. I thanked her for a lovely year of living with her and how I loved it. I also said I was sorry for how things had gone. I never wanted it to go this way and that I would hate to lose a friendship with her over something like this. She doesn't respond and just mumbles and then asks for space from me and to leave her alone. I do. I move out. I don't hear anything from her. It's been 1 month now, so I reached out a couple days ago to say Happy New Year and I hope she had a lovely Christmas. I said I know she said to leave her alone, but I just wanted to reach out to check in and see how she was and that I still value our friendship and would hate to lose it. She responds over a full day later saying she's well, that she's still very hurt and needs time to process all of this. Am I missing something? I was the one who was spoken down to and made to feel horrible, but I don't think I deserved this. The whole process happened over about 3 weeks from the idea of being presented to me moving out, so I know it happened fast, but I can't control when rentals pop up and when we get one. And I can't turn down one when we get one and my new housemates all need a house. Am I in the wrong? Am I missing something here? I've given as much context as I possibly can, and I just can't see how moving out has caused this friendship to end like this. Maybe she isn't that good of a friend anyways. We have had a few issues before with talking behind my back and making me feel uncomfortable in my own home, but never anything like this. Would love some advice as I'm a people pleaser and I'm struggling. Love you girls. Okay, thanks for the context.
That was great context.
Because usually we're like, well, I don't know.
Depends.
We need more. Yeah.
I can safely say I don't think you're in the wrong. And I think my perspective is like, what is the draw? Like, why do you even really care to the girl writing in? Yeah, like why do you value the friendship? I guess.
Yeah,
because
that's kind of what I was thinking.
How you're making it sound is that she's really offering you nothing of value. All she's doing is making your life more difficult, not understanding your intentions, not understanding who you are. To me, that doesn't sound like a good friend.
Yeah, it sounds like she's very negative and doesn't really
bring any much good to your life. Yeah. Like, I think if someone brings significantly more struggle and hardship to your life, I don't see the point in like trying especially to if they're like, I need space from you and they're distancing themselves. It's like, I would be like, perfect, bye. Like, why would I want to like, but what, I don't know. I just feel like, what's the point of trying? I understand you were friends and you lived together.
And maybe she's friends with all of your friends and you see her all the time. Like, I could see maybe that situation if, she's just always there with your friends or something. So you're trying to keep a decent relationship. But like,
she also needs to get over it. You don't need to be
talking to her and like checking in on her. She's a grown woman. Like, she can.
Well, it also wasn't it only a few months that she said it was going to overlap? Like, it's not a freaking year.
No.
Like, she's fine.
Yeah. I just feel like, definitely not missing something. I think that's weird. I think if this was happening to me, I would be thinking the same exact thing as you. I was like, wait, what is, as the girl who wrote in, I'd be like, wait,
why am I getting treated so bad if I... Yeah. Also, the fact
I get that it's fast and that's why it's kind of sticky just living and like paying rent and signing leases and stuff with friends. Mm-hmm. But also you have to understand that when you do things like that, it's never like forever like, and certain things set in stone, it's like you can everyone try and keep their word, but you're communicating. Like, that's all you can do is communicate. Like, okay, I have to move, we're moving,
And she agreed to it too.
Yeah,
is the crazy thing. So like the fact she agreed to it and then flipped, like, no, you agreed to it. It's you don't get to control. She doesn't get to control your decisions in your life. Like, you let her know, you gave her warning. And also sometimes things just kind of suck and are a little inconvenient. Like, sometimes situations are just like that. And it's like, your friends just need to be flexible and be like, oh, okay, I understand that you're not trying to do anything bad. Like, this is a little bit annoying, but that's fine. You know what I mean? It's like,
exactly.
They can't just be immovable like that. Like, that's obnoxious.
Yeah.
I say let her distance herself and just
say sayonara.
Yeah, let it go a little bit. This podcast is sponsored by Squarespace, and we are so glad it is. We love Squarespace here at the What We Said podcast and have used it for years and years and years. I have sold my OG photo presets on Squarespace. We have sold online courses together, Chelsea and I. Chelsea, you used it for your health coaching, right? To schedule clients. Squarespace is the all-in-one website platform for entrepreneurs to stand out and succeed online. Whether you're just starting out or managing a growing brand, Squarespace makes it easy to create a beautiful website, engage with your audience, and sell anything from products to content to time, all in one place, all on your terms. So if you are wanting to sell custom merch for any type of brand that you have, you can create a passive income stream in many ways on Squarespace. You can have an online store, whether you sell physical, digital, or service products. They have the tools that you need to start selling basically anything. And their website templates are so, so beautiful and user-friendly. You literally just have to insert your photos, change out the text, and you have a beautiful website where a lot of the heavy lifting is already done for you.
Squarespace makes it easy to take care of the front end of your website, but also the back end. So if you're wanting to look into your analytics, see where your sales are coming from, analyze which channels are the most effective. If you want to, like Jaci was saying, I did do my health clients and had their scheduling on Squarespace, and made it so easy to set up appointments, accept appointments, set automatic reminders, and manage your schedule. So if you have a business, small or big, Squarespace is definitely the place to go to get your website set up. So head to squarespace.com for a free trial. And when you're ready to launch, go to www.squarespace.com/whatwesaid to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or a domain. Again, that's squarespace.com/whatwesaid. Go check it out.
If you have a New Year goal to get a better supplement routine and try and fill the gaps in your diet and just take a multivitamin every morning, something like that, you need Ritual. We love Ritual here at the What We Said podcast. They are one of our longest standing sponsors that we love and trust. So it is time to start focusing on getting more vitamin D in your diet. 97% of women ages 19 to 50 are not getting enough vitamin D from their diet, and Ritual is essential for women 18 plus was shown to increase vitamin D levels by 43% in a clinical study, which is very, very impressive. Ritual's clinically backed. It's a multivitamin for women 18 plus, and it has high quality and traceable key ingredients in clean, bioavailable forms. Not every supplement company is created equal. And that's something that I've learned throughout the years is that you really want to go to a reliable source when you are trying to create your supplement routine. And I just love Ritual because, again, they're clinically backed. They have industry-leading sustainability standards and so much more.
Ritual's Essential for Women is USP verified, so you know you can trust what you're putting in your body. Only about 1% of supplement brands on the market have the USP verified mark, which shows the product contains the ingredients actually listed on the label. I love Ritual. I took their prenatals, their postnatals. I've taken their multivitamin for women 18 plus, the whole lineup, because I just really trust them and it gives you such peace of mind. So no more shady business. Ritual's Essential for Women 18 plus is a multivitamin you can actually trust. Get 25% off your first month for a limited time at ritual.com/whatwesaid. Start Ritual or add Essential for Women 18 plus to your subscription today. That's ritual.com/whatwesaid for 25% off. Go check it out.
Okay. So here is the deal. My sister and I are 16 months apart, me being the younger one. She's always been the pushy older sister, and I'm the typical quiet middle child who is the peacemaker of our chaotic, toxic family. She has always been so mean to me, like crazy, insane mean. Tackled me in 8th grade and ripped my shirt off in front of her boyfriend because it was actually hers, even though I was bullied constantly at school for being overweight. And really insecure about it. So I get fed up because she crosses a line every few years and we fight about it, but then my family tells me I need to apologize and be the bigger person because she just has a big personality and I know how she is and I need to accept it. She took the very traditional route to life, married her high school sweetheart, had 2 kids by 24, has a very traditional job, and bought a house with her husband young, etc. I'm the opposite. I'm extremely creative, a serial entrepreneur, and my boyfriend is the same way. I don't talk to really anyone from our hometown outside of family and moved away, while she lives there still and only hangs out with high school friends. I could go on forever, and people often refer to her as my alter ego because she's the short, scary opposite of me. Like she was the bully in high school and I was nice and shy, according to everyone else. So we're in June of 2022 after a few years of her judging every single adult decision I make and constantly telling me I'm wrong, going to end up homeless, etc., for taking any risks at all. The final straw was I had been manifesting and working extremely hard to be able to afford my dream car, a Ford Bronco. A Ford Bronco yeet? Or is she saying yeet like... Not me being a boomer right now. Okay, well, maybe a Ford Bronco, I don't know.
Yeah.
And I was finally able to purchase it new. I told my family, expecting them to be so excited because this had been a huge moment for me and literally on my vision board for years. And my sister instead exploded in the family group chat, then called me and exploded, texted me privately and continued to berate and yell at me. I was very straightforward and said, I respect your opinion. I'm always open to hear your advice, but if I disagree, it's ultimately my choice. I need you to respect it instead of continually saying I'm wrong. She continued with constant texts saying I shouldn't even have a car and should take the bus because I'm so poor. She literally knows nothing about my finances. That I'm irresponsible, I'm going to end up ruining my life and even worse things. This is in a group chat with my family, as in parents and grandparents, who are saying nothing, by the way. So I explode and say some things I don't mean, like if she would have left her hometown, she would actually have life experience, and until then she can't talk, etc. It goes on until I eventually say I'm done and stop answering. Then August comes around and her second child is born, and I do not text her congratulations or anything because the last time we talked was the fight, and I don't feel like that's a good time to mend the relationship. She also has never said happy birthday to me, went as far as to call my mom in the middle of my last birthday dinner to complain about how she didn't like the place I chose, and that's why she didn't come. I've also gotten 3 college degrees. She did not bother to acknowledge any of them. I've spent the last dollars I've had and gone into debt.
Sorry, I'm like a second mind. 3 college degrees. Go
girl. Off. Also, I've spent the last dollars I've had and gone into debt to make sure I was there for her quarterly parties at her house and came early to set up while also buying her first and only child at the time expensive gifts that had to come from a list she approved of ahead of time without a single thank you, not even once. So I did not acknowledge him being born for those reasons, and I still haven't, and now we haven't talked in a year and a half. My family is telling me I'm in the wrong by punishing her kids, etc., by punishing her kids because I'm not giving them an aunt. I say I'm happy to talk it out, but not until she apologizes, because if she cannot even do that and admit she did something wrong, she's not open to a conversation. And I've said I'm willing to apologize for the things that I've said. The same excuses of I need to be the bigger person and it's just the way she is are constantly brought up. And I always say, why do I have to choose between a relationship with family and my mental health? Why can't she just be nice and respect my boundaries? She's also the kid's mom, so if she wanted me in their lives, she would take steps to do that. Yeah. I'm also getting married fairly soon, and not a single person has told her she needs to apologize or she's going to miss my wedding, because they've said to me I'll be inviting her and I have no say in it, which is not happening. We do not even talk. Basically, who's in the wrong here? What should I do? I cannot force her to apologize, and I can't keep giving in and moving past it just for her to continue to constantly put me down. But the alternative is falling right back into the same cycle and being miserable. Seriously, she texted me horrible things daily. I had no peace, and I am so much happier now. I have no idea what to do. Please help. I love y'all on the podcast so much. Day one listener here. I hope you guys had a great holiday season.
Sheesh.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, well, first of all, I feel like that is, before we get into any who's in the right, that's just sucky. That's just hard if you there's someone in your family, especially a sister, who you have expectations. Like if you have a sister, you have expectations of oh, we're going to be close sisters. That's, what you want. And if it's not like that, I'm very sorry. I feel like that is actually extremely, hard to wrestle with. If it's this toxic relationship and this toxic dynamic. So I'm sorry it's not great.
Yeah.
Because that sucks. She sounds insufferable.
Yeah. She has serious issues. Yeah. And it's very evident in every way that she handles everything. Even you buying your dream car and her responding the way she did is very telling. And I think it, you don't want to jump to oh, people are just jealous. It's not, first of all, that's not an excuse to act horrible to someone. But I do think in this scenario, she is probably not, or she doesn't think that she's capable of buying herself her dream car. And so she's taking it out on you. This is just a complete assumption. But I feel like this happens often where if someone is mad at you for achieving a dream, you get your dream job or your dream car, or you buy something that you've been wanting and they're mad about that, they have issues.
Yeah.
They're projecting onto you because of something.
Why would that make them mad? Logically, why is that making her mad?
Because she is so mean to you and says horrible things and doesn't have really moments of redemption. She obviously is not saying that out of care, because I think you could argue it's oh, well, if she doesn't have the money, that's her, that's the older sister's justification is well, you don't have enough money. You shouldn't be doing that, even though she knows nothing about her finances.
That's not financially.
That's not what she's doing. She is projecting onto you her own literal deprivation mindset and insecurities of, you shouldn't have that. You shouldn't be allowed to do that, because she doesn't think that she's capable of it, probably. Yeah. Or she's a little bit jealous that you maybe are out living this life and that you believe in yourself and that you've achieved these things. I really believe that.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's condescending, but I feel a lot of times when people act like that, that is the reason.
They're mad at themselves.
It's a root. There's a root to it, and it has nothing to do with you. It's their own issues.
Yeah, exactly. At that point, it's not really advice. It's I think there would be a clear distinction between if she just gave you advice of and you had a great relationship, she cared about you and wanted the best for you. There's a huge difference in her being
massive.
Again, we don't know anything about your finances. Maybe you couldn't afford it, but it's first of all, it's no one else's business. Buy whatever car you want to buy.
Yeah.
That's your,
that's your money,
your life, your money. But if she's not ever wanting the best for you, she's complaining about you, she seems to take all her problems out on you, then yeah, you can pretty much count on her not having good intentions with anything she says to you. And I also think it's a weird thing for your family to make it seem like you need to be the one to mend the relationship when her having a big personality is the lamest excuse I've ever heard.
That's not an excuse.
Having to have you be the bigger person. I have a, opinion that when it comes to siblings, and this is I'm not saying this is right. This is just my opinion and how I kind of live my life is the older sibling actually like the opposite. I think it should be the opposite of this situation. I feel like the older sibling has a little bit more of a responsibility to apologize and like be the bigger person more so than the younger sibling. That's just how I'm not saying that's how everyone should be or whatever, but that's how I feel is like, okay, I feel a little bit more of a responsibility to reach out to my younger siblings and like be the first person to say sorry or like take care of them and vice versa. Like I kind of assume my older brothers to be the person who's going to, again, that doesn't mean I don't reach out to them or anything like that, but
yeah,
I'm just saying for it to be the complete opposite where your family's going to you and you're like, she's older than me. Like she's lived more life than me. Why are you going to her? Like,
no. It's something that families do also, I think, to
make everyone feel okay and comfy.
Yeah, like I don't even know how to articulate this, but like literally I feel like it's a common thing for like and am I speaking for personal experience? You guys can decipher that one. Like if your dad doesn't like reach out to you as a kid and like his parents or his family is like, well, you really should reach out to your dad. And you're legitimately like 12.
Yeah.
And it's like,
phone works both ways. Yeah. I don't have a phone.
No, I literally like, well, you should call him too. It's like,
I don't know his phone number.
That is not my job.
Yeah.
And it's really the same in this circumstance. It's like, no, actually, it's not the family's job to cover up and excuse her horrible behavior and be like, well, you just know how she is. That is not
just because they know you will probably. Yes. You have been the one in the past to apologize. You have been the one to be the bigger person. So it's like, okay, to make everyone kosher, like you need to be the one to apologize because you'll do it.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Well, no, I'm fed up. I've done it every single time now, and I don't really. Doesn't sound like she's fun to be around, and honestly, it doesn't sound like it's mendable or like you even want to mend the relationship. It doesn't sound like she wants to do it. Also, it's not you punishing her children.
Not at all.
She's punishing her own children.
Yes, that 100%. Like she is a little bit older, where therefore she does have a little bit more life experience, and I can tell that there's a little bit of like you maybe both are judging each other for your life choices a little bit. Like you think, not that she's like a loser, but you think, okay, you should move out of your hometown and get some experience. And she's like the opposite. It's like, you're just, being crazy, spending money you don't have. Like, it sounds like you both don't really respect
or understand each other.
Yes, respect or understand each other fully. But I really do believe, like, I know people with just very toxic family situations where in most cases it's like, okay, let's like, try to reconnect with your siblings. Like, life is short. But some people are extremely toxic to a point where it is very hard to like have a relationship with them. And I believe that even if
it's
you are
not just
family,
a misunderstanding.
Yes, like I think we need to be not so quick in our world today to be like, cut them out. Like they did one thing wrong, like they are not good to you. You should, I don't know. I think that sometimes we're way too quick to have all the therapy talk and be like, you need boundaries, cut them out of your life. And it's like, okay, you just
maybe
you have
feel
a difference of
once.
opinion, and it's like, okay, we can work past these things healthfully. But it doesn't sound like in this situation you are going to be working out things healthfully. And I think
it takes two to tango.
That until she's willing to also like see her part in it. And even in this, the girl who wrote in said like, I am willing to apologize for the things I said, but she said she is not.
Yeah.
So it's like, that's all you need to know. Like,
you can apologize if you want to. If it's like, it's eating, you up and you're just like, hey, I'm sorry I said these things. Congrats on your baby. Like, I'm sure you do want to meet your nephew or your niece, like your niece or nephew, whoever. Did she say it was a boy?
I think she did say, I don't know. She said second child. I don't remember.
Like if it's making you be like, dang, like I wish, but I'm just not going through her. Like you can reach out, but expect nothing and just be like, I'm not even expecting to meet them. Like, I don't really want you in my life because you are genuinely always trying to bring me down and like go out of your way to bring me down. So you can get it off your chest without having, you know what I'm trying to say? Like get it off your chest and like let her know how you feel without expecting,
like so that you can have peace. Like if you want to apologize for something, be like, I do not have a guilty conscience now. Like I have apologized for my part and like I'm moving forward. But that's a really hard situation. I think family dynamics like this are so difficult because obviously in a perfect world, like you would just make up and you would be close. But sometimes the reality is just that's not the reality.
Yeah.
And it sucks.
Yeah. And sometimes space is the best thing you can do for a relationship. And you don't have to rush it. It's like, especially if the other person is not really participating and you're just like, okay, well, I guess we need space. Like, again, you can reach out to her and say, get whatever you want off your chest, but also be like, but also I need boundaries with you. Like, I don't really want to talk to you. I feel like our relationship and our dynamic is toxic.
Yeah.
And so we either need to literally go to therapy if we're both committed. But if you're not even committed to working on the relationship,
doesn't sound like she is yet.
Then we can't.
Maybe she would be one day.
Yeah. Then we can't even, what's the point?
Yeah. What are we even working towards at that point?
Okay, this is our last one. Thank you for sending these in, you guys, by the way.
Yes, always.
Okay, I really hope you guys haven't already chosen what to use for this episode because I need your help. Well, it's your lucky day. My fiance and I have been together for the past 7 years. We moved to Maine with his We moved to Maine with his siblings 2 years ago and have enjoyed being closer to his siblings and their side of the family. In November of 2023, he let his siblings know he was going to propose to me before my birthday the following year. His older brother ends up proposing early June, and I was so excited for them. I got them a gift and cried with her over FaceTime and was just overall happy and let them know. My fiance had been planning to propose for around 9 months now and kept his original date. He proposed to me 2.5 weeks after, which also happened to be the day before my birthday. My future sister-in-laws invited me to a birthday engagement dinner, and the entire thing was so uncomfortable. They barely spoke to me, definitely spoke around me, and didn't offer me congrats or happy birthday or anything. I called the one I felt was being strange right after, and she told me she was extremely hurt and had been sobbing for 3 days since I got engaged, because I had taken this time away from her and that I didn't think of telling my now fiance that we should wait. So basically she's upset because
they got engaged so close together?
Yeah, she got engaged after the sister-in-law. But it sounds like they had literally, he had told them he was going to propose months before. So anyways.
She can't control when he proposed to her.
I know, exactly.
Like
what? Okay. Keep in mind that my fiance and I were completely alone the whole weekend while that we should wait. Keep in mind that my fiance and I were completely alone the whole weekend while she had his and her side of the family at her proposal. She told me that she had been talking to our other sister-in-law and basically talking shit, which is why she felt all her feelings were justified. Awesome. Both of these women in their mid-30s are people that prior to this I considered good friends. Fast forward a few months ago, right before Thanksgiving and after a night of drinks, she backs me into a corner talking about how it's insensitive that I've planned 2 events in the same year that she's getting married. For context, I'm not having a bachelorette party with anyone but my family. The 2 events she speaks of are 1, my wedding ceremony that is 5 minutes down the street from their house and is family only, 20 people. And number 2, we're hosting a party at the end of the year in our hometown in Texas for our friends and family who aren't invited to our micro ceremony in Maine. She continued to ramble that because I'm younger than her, late 20s, I haven't waited my turn and she deserves to be able to plan everything first. After this, I let her know that I won't be speaking to her about the topic when she's been drinking. Then comes tonight. My mom is 100% planning my bachelorette party. It's just my sister, mom, and 3 best friends from Texas. I sent my mom weekends that could possibly work in March 2025 back in October of 2024. So she sent her weekends.
Okay, wait, can you clarify one thing for me?
Yeah.
With the ceremony, the micro ceremony that they're doing, when is that planned for?
I don't think she said specific.
I thought she said that that's planned this year. So it's the same year as the other sister is getting married?
Yes. Yeah. I think so. Well, let me double check. Basically, well, I think that's part of it. It's just in the same year. 2025, I think the girl who's writing is having her wedding. And then at the end of the year, she's having a party, a reception. Mm-hmm. And the sister-in-law is also getting married this year. I don't know. She didn't specify.
Oh, because this year is 2025.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I'm but that's next year.
No, yeah.
That's this year.
This year.
Okay.
Okay. Where was I? My mom's planning her mom's planning her bachelorette.
With the best
sister.
friends in Texas.
Yeah. Okay. I sent my mom weekends I could possibly work in March 2025 back in October of 2024. So she sent her the weekends
like months ago.
In November of 2024, she sent out a text saying she wanted a weekend in March for her bachelorette, but I figured the odds. Okay, so she's talking about the sister-in-law now. In November, so a month after she sent her mom the weekends, she sent her sister-in-law sent her the weekends that would work for her. She sent out a text saying she wanted a weekend in March for her bachelorette, but I figured the odds my resort only had that weekend open for me and But I figured the odds my resort only had that weekend open for me and that they would overlap were slim to none. I got a text from my mom on Thursday that she picked a weekend and booked it for us at her favorite place and a place that means a lot to my sister and I as well. I texted my sister-in-law 1 hour after my mom told me about booking it because it is a weekend she had in mind for her as well. My sister-in-law, this was on a Thursday. She did not text me back until Sunday evening and let me know how much I had hurt her and that she spent the whole weekend sobbing. Her text basically told me that I should cancel mine because it's extremely important to her that I'm at hers and accusing me of doing this intentionally. I communicated what I've explained to you guys, apologized sincerely because I know she's hurting and said this wasn't planned to overlap on purpose and my mom had done all the booking, that I gave my mom multiple weekends to choose from, etc. Her only response is that she didn't need my novel or justifications.
Why does she want you at her bachelorette? I feel like she hates you.
Yeah.
Like, I would literally be like, okay, bye.
No, literally.
Like she's acting like she
does
not value you at all.
I've tried everything I can think of since getting engaged, and it just seems like she's committed to having an issue with me. Am I in the wrong? Help. Yeah, it's like, why is she wanting you at hers? Just because you're the sister-in-law? But like, if you're that close, you would probably be having her at yours as well, the same weekend. So maybe she's just like her family. She wants her whole family to be like celebrating her. And she's like, oh my gosh, you're having yours the same. Like, I could understand the annoyance of having it the same weekend, like for sure. But to put that on her and be like, you shouldn't have done this, you've really hurt me, is a bizarre
She's
way to
a bit drama in many ways, like especially because she's in her mid-30s. Like, I feel almost like as a very
mature woman,
mature 30-year-old woman, like I feel like if I had a sister-in-law who was in her early 20s, I would care so much less even about, not about them, but like if I would be like, have your moment, sis. Like I wouldn't be like, wait your turn. I feel like I'd just be like, have your bachelorette, I'll have mine. Like, that's fine. I don't know. No, I do get the annoyance of like trying to plan these events and you're like, it's already stressful to try and get like dates that work for everybody and like to have two people in the same family like kind of fighting for these certain dates and like huge events. I could see that being a little bit annoying. Like I'm picturing if someone really close to me was like, oh yeah, I'm also like, I don't know. Yeah. Trying to get married like right around that time. It's like, and we're like fighting for dates.
Yeah.
I could see that being annoying, like from her perspective.
Yeah.
But also the whole, like her being like, you shouldn't have got engaged so close to me. You can't, first of all,
also
you really
when they're both
that.
like long time coming, it's like, I could understand if you really like, she got engaged first and then you guys got engaged, like met after they got engaged and then got married and they were like planning all this on her back almost. Yeah. That would be like, dude, really? Like find your own day. But you're both just living your own timeline. It's like, you can't help it. You're not going to push things back years.
Yeah.
For her to have her time. It's like, well, I'm sorry. People do different things at different ages.
I also feel like this is a very like insecure mentality where it's like, she needs to have all the attention on her. It's like, well, what about my engagement? What about my wedding? Like, it's just, I'm not trying to be, like, I feel like she's wanting attention, which I guess valid. Like you want attention for your wedding, but I don't know. The
hissy fit is really never really justified, I guess.
I just feel like most girls in my life would be like, so girls supportive, like, yay, we're getting married around the same time, instead of like, you're taking this away from me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, for sure.
Like, I feel like 100%. That would be a fun thing.
Yeah.
I'm even thinking our weddings were very different in this, like, or just wedding culture in general was very different, like literally 10 years ago at this point. So I feel like we didn't even do bachelorettes really, like like little things, but it wasn't this huge ordeal. I can't remember ever feeling like, because we got married within 2 months of each other.
Yeah.
Or was it even less? 1 month of each other.
Like weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't remember a single feeling of this is too close. Like if anything, I thought it was so fun.
Yeah.
It was like, we're wedding planning together. We're getting married. Like, what are you doing for this? Like, to me, that's fun. So I'm like, we got engaged within a month of each other. We got married within, I didn't see a problem with that.
No, exactly.
We had a lot of the same people like coming and stuff. I don't know. Again, a different culture, I guess, maybe back then. But
yeah, when you're younger, but almost when you're younger, you would expect it more because you're like a little more immature.
Right.
So it is weird. I'm sorry though. I don't really have advice. Like you, I guess this is not advice. She's like, I didn't ask you. That wasn't the theme. You're right.
Yeah. I don't think you're in the wrong here at all. I think it's crazy when the younger person writes in. Like even like two of these have been.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, my older sister's acting like this, or like the sister-in-law is in her mid-30s. I'm in my 20s, and it's like, ladies,
come on,
got to get it together.
Yeah.
Like when someone years younger than you is truly handling with something more maturely, that's I just don't think if you really strip everything away, like it's really not that deep that someone gets engaged within a few weeks of you. Like, have an abundant mindset.
Has the wedding in the same year as you?
No, you don't own that.
You don't owe 2025. You don't own 2025.
You don't own 2025. You don't own getting engaged. You don't own having a wedding. Like, this is so rude, but it's like, you're not that special for getting married.
Yeah.
A lot of people get married.
Yeah.
This is not, you do not own the year. Like, you just do your thing and try and make it work. But if certain things overlap, like, that's life.
Yeah, exactly.
This is, it's giving main character energy to a degree that is not fun. Not fun and not really working.
It takes a lot of work to try and upkeep that lie in your head that you actually are the main character. Yeah. Instead of like fun and oh my gosh.
Yeah, I just think it's a bit much.
Yeah, that is
much. I'm sorry. Much. That's annoying. I hate stuff like that, especially with like in-laws or family, because it's just like
especially when it's like your special, occasions. It's like, okay, well now you're kind of tainting my
special time. Yeah, definitely. I don't think you're in the wrong. You're always right. Don't worry.
You're always right. As we knew they would be.
As we knew. Everyone that wrote in was right. Would you imagine that?
Yeah.
Thank you guys for writing in. If you ever want to write in for one of these episodes, for our advice columns or anything like that, you can go to our Instagram. We have a little highlight on there where you can write in for advice or anything else. It's like a little Google Doc, so it's easy. And give us a lot of context. That's been really nice to have the context. So nice. Honestly, we can dive in and give a lot more detail and thought to these stories, which is nice. So thanks for doing that, and thanks for taking the time to write in. We love you guys so much. And that's what we said. Bye.